Humans first encounter a mysterious alien race. Humans decide to befriend them and take them back to Earth to show them the wonders of the universe. But this time, we got a distress call from a faraway galaxy. It was from the aliens that we befriended years ago. They told us that their colony is under attack and they need our help. So we assembled a team to go to their aid. But what we found when we arrived was beyond our wildest imaginations. It all started when a distress signal reached us from a faraway galaxy. The signal was coming from a planet that we had visited many times before. We had befriended the native species and even brought them back to Earth to introduce them to the wonders of our universe. The aliens, who we affectionately nicknamed space slugs due to their slow movement, were peaceful creatures with a strong sense of community and a deep connection to their home planet. Their technology was not as advanced as ours, but they were highly intelligent and capable of great things. However, when the distress signal reached us, it was clear that something had gone terribly wrong. The message was filled with panic and urgency, and it spoke of a terrible threat that was descending upon their planet. The space slugs had never been known to be aggressive or hostile, so this was alarming news indeed. As soon as we received the message, we sprung into action. We assembled a team of experts, including scientists, soldiers, and diplomats, and set course for the distant planet. The journey was long and fraught with danger, but we were determined to get there as quickly as possible. When we finally arrived, what we saw was a scene of utter devastation. Their once peaceful planet was now a war zone. The ground was littered with the debris of destroyed buildings, and the sky was filled with the smoke of burning vegetation. And, to our horror, we saw that the space slugs were being attacked by a ruthless band of mercenaries who seemed intent on destroying everything in their path. The mercenaries were a brutal and efficient fighting force, and they were armed with weapons that were far more advanced than anything the space slugs could hope to field. It was clear that the space slugs were no match for their attackers, and we knew that we had to act fast if we wanted to help them. We landed our ship and immediately got to work. Our scientists and diplomats did their best to negotiate with the mercenaries, but it was clear that these people were not interested in peace. They wanted one thing and one thing only: the destruction of the space slugs and their way of life. With diplomacy failing, our soldiers sprang into action. They fought bravely against the mercenaries, but it was a losing battle. The mercenaries were just too strong and too well equipped. It seemed as though there was no hope for the space slugs, and we were forced to retreat with our tails between our legs. But as we were leaving, I saw something that gave me hope. In the midst of the destruction and chaos, I saw a group of space slugs working together to repair one of their buildings. They were using their advanced technology to great effect, and they were able to repair the building quickly and efficiently. I realized at that moment that the space slugs were more than just victims. They were survivors, and I knew that they would be able to rebuild their planet and their way of life, even if it would take a long time. Determined to help them in any way we could, I made the decision to stay on the planet and assist the space slugs in their time of need. My team and I worked tirelessly to help them repair their planet and to care for their injured. We used our advanced technology and medical knowledge to help as many space slugs as we could. It was a long and difficult task, but the space slugs were grateful for our help. They welcomed us into their society and shared their culture and traditions with us. We learned so much from them about the importance of community, resilience, and hope. As the days turned into weeks and the weeks into months, the space slugs began to rebuild their planet. They were slow and methodical in their approach, taking the time to do things right. They did not want to repeat the mistakes of the past, and they were determined to create a better future for themselves. We helped them repair their homes, their farms, and their schools. We also helped them to defend themselves against any remaining threats, making sure that nothing would stand in the way of their recovery. Throughout this time, we kept in contact with Earth and we informed our leaders of the progress that was being made. They were impressed with the strength and resilience of the space slugs, and they decided to send more aid to help them rebuild. More and more people from Earth came to the planet, and they brought with them the resources and expertise needed to help the space slugs thrive. We built new hospitals, new schools, and new homes. We also helped the space slugs to develop new technologies that would make their lives easier and more sustainable. Slowly but surely, the planet began to heal. The wounds of war were slowly being erased, and the space slugs were able to move forward towards a brighter future. As I watched the space slugs rebuild their planet and their lives, I was filled with a sense of hope and optimism. They had endured so much, yet they still had the strength and determination to keep going. They were a truly remarkable species, and I was honored to have been a part of their story. After many months of hard work and dedication, the day finally came when we felt that we had done all we could to help the space slugs. Their planet was rebuilt and their people were thriving once again. As we prepared to leave, we were met with tearful goodbyes from the space slugs. They had become like family to us, and it was hard to say goodbye. But we knew that it was time for us to move on to our next adventure. Before we left, we took a moment to look back at all that we had accomplished together. We had saved a planet and its inhabitants from destruction. We had helped them to rebuild their lives and their communities. And, most importantly, we had made lifelong friends along the way. As our ship ascended into the sky, I looked back at the planet one last time. The space slugs were waving goodbye, their small figures silhouetted against the bright light of their sun. I knew that we would never forget them and the valuable lessons they had taught us. The journey back to Earth was filled with a sense of accomplishment and pride. We had done something truly special, and we couldn't wait to share our story with the rest of the universe. Upon our arrival on Earth, we were greeted with cheers and celebrations. The people of Earth were amazed by the story of the space slugs and the role that we had played in their rescue. We were hailed as heroes, and rightly so. But, for me, the greatest reward was the friendships that we had forged along the way. I had made some amazing friends among the space slugs, and I knew that our bond would last for eternity. In the years since our encounter with the space slugs, I have often thought about them and the planet that they called home. I have dreamed of the day when we might meet again and of the adventures that we might share. The experience of helping the space slugs not only taught me about the power of friendship and the importance of helping others, but it also taught me about the strength and resilience of the human spirit. Even in the darkest of times, there is always hope for a brighter tomorrow. And, as long as we never give up, we can overcome any obstacle. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again soon.